So this week's how-to is how to talk to your significant other about something that's bugging you. Long title for that one, but totally necessary, right? Now, this is something that occurs a lot in relationships. We bug each other, we're annoyed with each other, we're upset about something. This is life and this is real relationships. What's really important is how we have these conversations and how we communicate in general with our partners. So, first of all, make sure that you pick the right time. Now, by right time, I mean there's never a right time, but there's definitely a wrong time. If your partner comes home from work and they're stressed and they're tired, if they've got really something big on in their life at the moment that's stressing them out, you presenting them with something that just bugs you or you're annoyed about can just seem like it's adding to the pile of stress that's going on. So it's really important, if you can, try and find a time where they're a little more relaxed, they're a little bit more open and honest with you, and you can have a real conversation instead of one that's coming from a place of stress. Now, the next thing is, it's important to be really clear with whatever it is that's bugging you or that you're annoyed about, and also be clear about your needs. Sometimes when we do get upset, we tend to fumble around things and talk maybe really quickly or bring up things from the past. But if there's something specific that you need to address that specific thing and talk about what it is that you want to do to fix it. Either it's your needs or there's a resolution. You need to be able to give them clarity with what you're actually annoyed about. Otherwise, they're going to have no idea what it is that you're talking about in the first place. Now, also, you need to be careful that we all have triggers. So if you're in a relationship with someone and you bring up something really little and minute, but it comes across as controlling, and they have a trigger about people being controlling to them or them being controlled, that may set them off. So instead of being able to talk to you about whatever it is that you're bringing up, instead they're reacting to how they perceive you being. In long-term relationships, you tend to know each other's triggers and you tend to find those out. If it's a new relationship, you might not necessarily know where that trigger is, but you need to really keep in mind, is how they're responding actually how they're responding to what you're bringing up, or have you triggered them and they're responding out of a place of fear or anger, or they're fighting back against something? It's really important to take a minute and work that out. Is it about the thing, or is it about their stuff that's going on? Now, the last thing is that make sure you leave it with a resolution, with something to do, an action. So if you have brought up the issue successfully, if it hasn't triggered that other person and you're able to talk about it, also make sure that you find a way forward. Don't just dump and leave it with the other person and expect them to work out what to do with it. Talk about a solution. What can we do? How can we make things better? Now, within that solution, you also need to give them a chance to talk to you about things as well. It's not fair when one person can just bring up why they're annoyed or what's bugging them. If your partner also says, well, you know what, there's something I want to talk to you about as well, make sure that you have the space to listen and also find a solution to that too. However, there's also a but to this. They may bring something up and fire it back at you because what you've just done is a trigger. They might not like to be controlled. They might not like to be told what to do. So instead of talking through with you about this thing that you've brought up, instead they fire back and it's an accusing situation. Well, you do this as well and I'm not annoyed. I'm annoyed at you with this too. It's really important to look at that and work out, are they bringing up something too because you've given permission for this to be a communication session about that? Or are they bringing up something else out of triggering and firing back at you? Now, if you have an Ask Dr. Nikki question or a how-to, make sure you jump onto my Facebook and you can ask me anything. Okay, bye.